What's up? It's the Brunch Breakdown. Didi out here in Los Angeles. Chris and Dan are in Pittsburgh. Today on the show, we've got a lot to get to. We're going to be talking about places we want to go for weird reasons. Uh, FIU or Pitbull or both are stealing ideas from us. And so are some other people are stealing ideas from us. And I'm getting really angry about it. So we're going to talk about it. We've got a brunch court with some cereal that is questionable. And the weirdest stuff we saw on the internet this week, plus music, plus beer, plus more. It's the Brunch Breakdown. Dan, where can they find us? All of this amazing content.
All this amazing content each and every week, each and every Wednesday. A brand new episode comes your way via any place that releases podcasts. You can find the Brunch Breakdown. Just hit follow or subscribe or whatever they like to call it. Hit that button and let the episode come straight to you Wednesday morning for your listening pleasure. You can also find the video episodes where you can see our beautiful faces each and every week, and anything that we like to throw up on the screen just to give a little visual context. You can find that on YouTube and on Facebook and also on Spotify. Those videos premiere at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, but naturally you can watch or listen on demand anytime you want to after that. We are everywhere on social media at Brunch Breakdown. Give us a follow, give us a share, give us a retweet, if you will. We would appreciate that. And then, of course, we talk music at the end of every episode, and we put it together in a beautiful little playlist for you. We leave last week's on there in case you want to play some catch up or just rock out to some amazing tunes that we gave you. And we call that the Sounds of Brunch, and we update that exclusively on Spotify each and every Friday. Just tell Siri, Alexa, Google, any robot in your house, hey, you without the face, play me the Sounds of Brunch.
Did you say Google has Rufus? Or is it Amazon that has Rufus?
I didn't say Rufus at all. I said, hey, you without the face. I...
No, but I just know
I,
that now we have to make a Rufus.
Yeah,
Rufus,
Amazon.
Rufus AI.
Tell Rufus to
Tell
play the Sounds of
Rufus
Brunch.
play Sounds of Brunch. Somehow you without the face turned into Rufus, but that's okay.
Yeah,
That's okay.
Amazon. Yeah, Amazon. It's Rufus. Talk to
Rufus,
Rufus.
welcome to Rufus Brunch. Tell Rufus,
Yeah.
play me the Sounds of Brunch. Look out, Google.
Oh man.
We're
All
already
right.
off the track. All right.
It's time to get random topics off our chests. I mean, I guess I just did mine because Rufus. Now it's time to throw it to Chris. What's on your mind,
If he can
sir?
compose, if he can compose himself, he is just gone.
Another reason why
immediately
you
to
should
the
watch
video.
on YouTube to see how red Chris's face
Yeah.
is and how ready he is not for this thing right now. So yeah, Chris, get it off your chest,
Dude,
sir.
my my stomach hurts. I'm laughing so hard at Rufus. I don't know if you saying Rufus or Dan saying I didn't say Rufus at all. I don't know which one of those is funnier to me, but the combination of them, I'm crying. That was incredible. Okay. Rufus Brunch. Here we go. What was I gonna say? Today, I think most of our listeners probably know if you're a regular listener. Dude, I'm not gonna be able to catch my breath.
Get it together.
Oh, okay.
He's running a Cade Bell offense over there. You gotta hurry. Gotta
In
hustle.
through the nose, out
Get
through
your
the
breath.
mouth.
Yeah.
Everybody breathe.
Okay. All
Everybody
right.
good?
We're back.
Professional.
Everybody good. Okay. Professional
Yes.
podcast. Professional podcast.
Professional.
Okay. I think everybody knows we record a little bit in advance. Today, just got back from church. We are celebrating, boys, the 23rd Sunday in Ordinary Time. And we are celebrating the fact that Pitt is 2-0 and just came off their biggest comeback victory since 1971. Okay. I'm not going to do my whole thing here about Pitt football, but I did want to make sure that we reference that. What I did want to say, though, is football related. I think like maybe one of the only good shows left in sports, like studio shows, is the college football final show that ESPN does. It's like the only show that even slightly resembles what SportsCenter used to be, where it's just like highlight, 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 highlight. If you watch that show on Sunday morning, you will know everything that happened. They show the highlights of like almost every single game. It's unbelievable. And every time I watch it, it makes me think about like part of the reason I fell in love with sports and live sports and TV sports is because of what SportsCenter used to be with like Dan Patrick and Stuart Scott and Kenny Mayne and like all those catchphrases that they had were because they showed so many highlights. Like they showed everything and you got to know everything that was going on. They always had the box score in there, not just like a few little, but like I also leading up to this weekend, I while I work, I often have just something playing in the background on the office TV. And like I couldn't help but notice this week that like almost every studio show spends hours shouting at me. Like it's just too much, man. And it's not only the first take, like, yeah, first take, Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp, they're just screaming the whole time. But like even like there's that first take show that Mike Greenberg hosts. Like I used to really enjoy that, but now all they do is shout at me. It's just like very I don't want to feel exhausted when I'm watching a studio show that's supposed to be like discussion or highlights. It's too much. So shout out to like the good shows that still exist. And I love that college football final. It's like Joey Galloway, Matthew Berry, and I think they have is Dan Mullen the guy who used to coach for Florida? Is that his name?
In Ole Miss.
Yeah, you could get rid of him. I don't really care for him, but like it's a great show, man. I wish we could go back. Were we just talking about this before we were recording about wanting to go back? But like I wish we could go back in time a little bit where it's like you got those highlight shows because I really like it. That's what I wanted to get off my chest today.
Well, one of the problems with that is that like ESPN back in the day didn't have sports on like that. So like now they have all these like partners. Like all these things weren't on ESPN. Like they didn't have the NBA. They didn't have all these things. So that's the reason why when we've talked about like how ESPN used to be very random back in the day, now it's not because they have all these contracts with all these sports leagues and it's like, but I feel like there's room for one debate show. We don't need like every show to be a debate show. So like
they've all kind of become that, right?
Yeah.
Like, if they're not specifically categorized as a debate show, they like have debate segments. And I don't know. It's just too much.
Right.
Yeah.
Dan Mullen, Mississippi State. Ole Miss. My bad. Chris, word of advice.
All the same.
Word of it. Yeah, pretty much. Word of advice. If you have Peacock, throw on the Dan Patrick Show.
You know what? That's funny you say that, Dan. So I don't have Peacock, but I have like the Roku has free channels. And I actually did tune into the Dan Patrick Show because it was calm. It was calming. I did that on Friday. Yes. I was like, oh, maybe I should watch this more. Because I mean, I don't need it to be heavy analysis and stuff like that. But like, I just like like the reason I love podcasts is because it's just people having a conversation. Like that's really what I want to tune into. And I feel like that was more in that lane.
And that's what he does. Yeah. Because he brings his producers into he was like the first one to do that, right? Where he lets his producers talk on the air and they get, it's a little bit of brunch breakdown. It's not all like heavy sports and all the time. There's pop culture and entertainment in there. They're breaking things down a little bit like we do. So that's me in the morning. Dan Patrick Show on Peacock. Plug.
Yeah.
Free plug. Yeah.
Rich Eisen's on Roku also. So
Dan Le Batard just moved to Peacock too.
Man, Peacock.
That just happened last week. Peacock, look out.
And Peacock had the
spreading his wings.
The football game the other night too. Shout out Peacock, man.
Yeah.
Spreading Peacock's doing it. And if you haven't watched Bel Air, dude, it's third season, dude. Bel Air is amazing. Like
there you go.
Such a great show. Great show. How they've made the Fresh Prince of Bel Air a teen dramedy is incredible. Like it's so good. It's so good. Anyways, Dan, get it off your chest.
I'd be happy to. And we didn't get a chance to discuss this last week, gentlemen. And mostly because the event itself was happening just hours after we were done recording, and it wouldn't have made sense to really talk about it in advance. By the time the episode came out on Wednesday, Chris knows where I'm going, but we need to address it. I'm talking unfinished beef, of course. The live Netflix special between Joey Chestnut and Kobayashi, the battle of the greatest competitive eater of all time. Now, I've told you gentlemen and our listeners many a time about the incredible 30 for 30 on ESPN telling the full rivalry, the story of this rivalry. And I encourage you to find it if you still haven't done so. But something that I told you two exclusively on after we went off the air last week is that I was rooting for Kobayashi. Yes, me, Joey's number one guy, was actually rooting against him in this particular event. Now, I want to emphasize, I said I was rooting for Kobayashi, even though I was fully expecting Joey to win and it really not to be even close. And that's exactly what happened. But I had an emotional interest in rooting for Kobayashi because I rewatched that 30 for 30 the night before the event.
Of course you did.
So I was drawn in. Of course. Who wouldn't? Yeah. I was drawn in emotionally. And if you hear that story, I think most people would kind of lean the same way. I mean, Kobayashi was the guy. The guy. The Nathan's Famous hot dog eating contest was absolutely nothing until he showed up. And then Kobayashi is what pushed Joey to be better and better and better, and now the best competitive eater in the history of the world. But many people turned on our boy Kobayashi, and they turned him in like a heel, like a bad guy. He's like, wait a minute, I'm in America. It's not supposed to happen here. So again, I encourage everybody, go watch that 30 for 30. Get emotionally drawn in. And I'm still a Joey stan. Like every 4th of July, if he gets back in it, right, they can get through this impossible burger beef, if you will, for next year. No way in surprised by the result. 83 dogs, though. And they adjusted the rules a little bit. So I was impressed. I was impressed by both of them, frankly. Kobayashi, you're the OG, but Joey, still and always our champion. Unfinished beef. Well done. Well done. Did you boys watch?
I watched.
I did not. I had all intentions of doing it, but the day kind of got away from me there. And I suppose I still can go back and watch it though.
10 minutes. Yeah. Just 10 minutes of your time.
Yeah. I went back. I mean, I went back and watched it. I did not watch it live, but I came home and watched it. And I was like, this was worth it. This was worth it.
Dan with competitive eating is like me with pit football. Like I'm trying to the night before the game watch like hype videos and like, oh, Katie, like check this out. Katie, like Dan's over there like, Shannon, watch this guy eat food.
Watch it. Yeah. She fell asleep during the 30 for 30. I was like, you have to stay awake. You haven't seen this yet. You have to be ready for tomorrow.
Yeah.
And she wasn't having it.
I love the
As she should. What does Katie do when you try to show her height videos?
She doesn't really care. But smart. I will tell you that something that feeds my ego is she has used some of the otherwise useless pit football facts that I share with her in sales meetings with people who end up being college football interested. And like she's dropped some recruiting nuggets here and there that have led to some sales. So
wow.
Shout out to Pitt for winning the Jordan Whitehead battle back in the day. That netted us some coin too. You know, it's you never know what's going to work.
Ooh, okay. When you held on that, like she's used this in, and I was like, where are you going? Oh, sales. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. I was like,
literally,
good
literally, Lord. that is all it.
So I hope she's not whispering Tyler Palco to you in bed. But
yeah.
Well.
Anyways. All right, boys. I got to get this off my chest because I've been trying to get this off my chest for the last month, but I couldn't because of a non-disclosure agreement. Anyways.
Oh, goodness gracious. Here we go. Buckle up.
No, you've already seen it. So anyways, I do this really cool thing with NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube, and where I got to completely punk a bunch of people. And I've seen a bunch of comments underneath the videos that have like millions of views on the internet, which is awesome, saying that, oh man, these are all actors. These are all people who weren't. No, the only actor was me and the football players who run through the house. But anyways, if you saw this, I had to play a fake real estate agent. So I walked these people through this house. I walked them through talking about crown molding. I'm literally just saying a bunch of bullshit that I've heard on House Hunters. Okay.
You should have consulted Dan beforehand and been like, Dan,
should have. I could have been in your ear at least.
Oh, I was ready.
A little earpiece I'd have been there.
I had enough people in my ear on those days telling me to slow down, calm down. Wall's not up yet. Need you to chill. Like need you to walk slower. Like there was enough going on. But anyways, this insane house they built like these people who do this stuff. It's called Who's the Ball Guy Productions. They specialize in messing with people. Like if you go to their website, you see all these videos that they've done where they've literally just like scared people, shocked people, done. It's insane what they do. They literally built walls to make this room that's not even a room. It's a patio. They made it a room to do this, right? And like it was one of the coolest things I've ever done because everything was in my hands. If I fuck up, they fuck up. But like one of the thing, like the whole thing fucks up. But the thing that was the coolest, and this is the reason why I'm saying this, because like seeing YouTube comments about like how they're all actors, everything was fake, is when you can get a sports fan talking, you can scare the shit out of them. And that's what I learned after person number 2. And we did after couple number 2, and we did like over like 30, we did like 35 couples over 2 days. And you just get them going. And I knew it as soon as I would see them in this garage area. I was like, okay. I asked them, I was like, oh, big NFL fans. And like, yeah, we're big blah, blah, fans. Like, whatever. And they say something, and like, okay, I got you. So this 49ers fan, and it's these 2 guys. If you see in the video, this guy gets up and he gets in like fighting stance, right? Like whenever the football players crash through the room. I said to him right before, because I see the TV go up, that's the cue. TV goes up, and I'm like, man, 49ers. Yeah, I don't think it's going to do it. Brock Purdy, I just don't believe in him. And then he just keeps going. And I'm like, in my head, like, oh my God, this is incredible. And it ended up being my favorite one of the weekend. Like his friend literally like jumped over the couch. He gets up in fighting stance. It was just amazing. Like trying to get them to sit down was like kind of the hardest part. But yeah, everybody was actually scared because sports fans they like to talk about sports, and they have no idea what's going on around them once they start talking. And it was honestly the most incredible experience of my life. If you haven't seen it, go to youtube.com, I don't know, you can go to my social media too if you want to, but you can go to YouTube, check it out. It's there. NFL Sunday Ticket. You'll probably see it on the NFL broadcast today. But yeah, so this is awesome. Anyways, just wanted to say that. It was all real. It was all real. I'm just a really good actor, guys. Just really good.
And I don't know if anybody could have acted that well to look that scared. Like you can like the genuine reaction to some of these people was like that's authentic scared. You can't fake that. I don't think you can fake that. It's so well done. It's hilarious. Props to you. That was an entertaining piece of footage there. Yeah, people definitely have to check that out.
Yeah, I loved it. Didi, I think my favorite lane for you just is popping up on people, maybe when they're not expecting it. I think if you're gonna niche down in your career here, I think that's the way to do it. Because prior to this, my favorite one was you jumping in on people in the drive-through.
Yeah.
And now you're in their home, and I think that's where you belong. And I loved it. So fantastic work.
Dude, so much fun. But I've literally been wanting to talk to you guys about that for a month, but I could not talk about it at all. And I think I've been like dying.
If you're staging stuff like this, like something like popcorn, which is in your commercial here, something like popcorn is necessary. Something that is very easily just flying everywhere.
Oh,
like you have to have, so like obviously you said these people know what they're doing, right?
Yeah.
That was because with most of the people, like the popcorn went somewhere. Like people were, freaking out.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was added in like because we did a whole rehearsal day and then 2 days of actually doing it with like doing this whole thing with people. And at the end of the rehearsal day, we're like, I think we need something. We need something to keep people to sit down because we were afraid of people like standing up. Because if you stand up, the whole thing, it's a mess. Like even the people who like bust through and like are the fake sports commentators, they're all stunt actors. Like these are all like stunt actors who did it. I think the guy in the middle was like a former NFL quarterback or something. But they were all like stunt actors. The football players who crushed through, they were all former football players, but they were all like stunt trained. So like everyone on this was like, it was pretty crazy. But I hope to do another something like that because my God, dude, that feeling of just fucking with people was so awesome. Like there was one person that didn't make the cut. The last person of day one, I think she was pregnant, and I had the ability to stop everything if like it wasn't going right. It was just like I'd be like, all right, shut it down. Like this, this is all fake. Like whatever. Never had to do it, but there was a girl who was pregnant, and I was terrified. I was
Oh,
terrified. But I was like, you know what? We're gonna push through. We're gonna
Bro,
push through. I've had
that
3
would have.
babies. I can deliver one. Let's make this right. Let's make it happen. And
Yeah.
yeah, but it ended up being all right. But they didn't make the cut, and I understand why they didn't make the cut.
Scare this chick, have
Yeah.
her go into labor, and then that baby's first gift on earth is a free NFL Sunday ticket. Yeah.
yeah.
Shannon Sharp
You have to keep
walks
it-
in. Congratulations.
You have to
It's a
keep on
boy
giving.
and
Oh God, could you imagine first take that next morning if Shannon Sharp delivered a baby?
Oh, jeez.
Like Mad Dog Russo and Stephen A. Smith would just be losing their
Yeah.
whole minds. Oh man, now I kind of wish that would have happened. All right,
Next
well,
season.
let's get into some brews. Chris, what are you sipping on?
I don't have any brews for this week, so I'm gonna shout out some food, boys. We celebrated the Pitt win yesterday at Condado Tacos, which I had never had before.
What?
Yeah,
Oh, goodness.
unbelievable tacos. Like $5 a taco, which for tacos, that's a lot. But like, I would have paid way
Loaded.
more after I ate these tacos. I mean, it's like the way they do at least most of them is it's a hard shell wrapped in a soft shell, and the hard shell, at least I got this like all the spicy versions of the chicken, steak, and beef. For the spicy versions, the shell is seasoned with spice, and then they obviously put seasoning in the taco as well. Blew my mind. Is this a local place or is this all over the place?
No, it's it's regional. It was one of the owners of now it's blanking to me. I'm sure people are shouting at our friends in Ohio. They have a similar taco concept in Ohio where you can kind of customize, and so it's like the owners like split, and then the guy brought this concept over to Western Pennsylvania. So there's a couple locations around, but amazing tacos.
Unbelievable, man. Like I'm going back there. And like in the restaurant, it's cool. It's like almost like the walls are like decorated with, it's like almost the whole place is like graffiti kind of art. It's just very, very cool. I loved it. And it was a great way to celebrate. Once again, Pitt is 2-0. It was a great way to celebrate that largest comeback victory since 1971. Shout out to Eli Holstein for making that possible. Dan, how about you?
Here in 10 states.
10 states?
Yes, 10
10.
states. 10.
All right.
Alabama, Indiana, Kentucky, Michigan, Missouri, North Carolina, Ohio, Pennsylvania,
Boy,
South
they on the
Carolina,
move.
Tennessee.
All right. Use
they
discount
are on the
code. Use discount code Eli Holstein when you
Eli.
show up and see if it works. I don't know.
I was gonna say use promo code Eat Shit Pit, but then that would mean that the tacos were shit, so it doesn't work. So I had to,
You can't do that.
not say
Also, that
doesn't
chant
work.
doesn't work, but you could try it. Go ahead.
It rhymes. What do you mean? Chants, the only thing you need with a chant is for it to rhyme. That's it.
So you guys are doing great in West Virginia.
Shit,
Go
pit, rhyme.
home,
Done.
Mountaineers. That all of that rhymes. Good job.
Well, the home lets the chant work. You need a big pause with the chant.
Okay.
Then that works too.
Just keep making up rules, Didi.
Where's the game this year? Is it in Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Have fun.
See you this weekend. Barrio Taco is the place I was thinking of. I think it's the same guy. Anyways.
Sounds like an Aldi situation where like two brothers don't get along.
Yeah,
Split
right.
up and they make the same product just in different places.
Which Condado did you go to? South Hills Village.
Yeah, South Hills Village. Yeah.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Okay, very nice. I'll jump in because boys, our friends at Hitchhiker, who we've featured on this segment many a time over the years, have finally started reading my letters. Dear Andy, dear Andy, the head brewer there, please make a pumpkin spiced latte white stout.
I feel like you're reading the letter that you sent. Are you actually doing that right now?
You
You keep looking
yes,
down.
You
keep looking
please,
down.
yes,
Actually
yes.
reading
I'm
it?
reading the letter, right? Please, dear Andy, please make a pumpkin spice latte white stout. You do white stouts better than most. And you need to step up your pumpkin game, which frankly they do, because Andy doesn't like to get into the gimmicks and the pumpkin beers. It's just not his thing. But letters read, prayers answered, easy as pie. The pumpkin spice latte white stout from Hitchhiker. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. One of the best beers I've had in a very, very long time. Coffee, pumpkin, cinnamon, sweet, and marshmallow. Just a little bit of marshmallow on in there as well. Super well balanced, which I think is challenging when you're taking something as strong as coffee and you're trying to infuse these other spices and pumpkin to come through. Nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. Easy as pie from Hitchhiker. I'm going to be drinking this all fall, boys. All fall. It's easy as pie.
Beautiful. Well, I do not have a brew this week either, but I do have something that is brewed, and that is the hazelnut oat milk shaken espresso at Starbucks. Guys, iced, by the way. This thing, incredible. Absolutely incredible. The iced hazelnut oat milk espresso just makes me feel so good. So good. People say it makes you feel like fall, but it's 114. It was 114 degrees all week long. And when I say 114, I'm not joking. I'm not joking at all. I'm not joking. It's been 111, 114. Well, I think one day it was 108. I think today it's supposed to be 108. Hot as shit over here. And not just in the valley, at the beach too. It's hot as shit everywhere. So I don't know if global warming's real or it's just hot as shit. But anyways, it's been really, really hot. Anyways, but this has been great for me to have my coffee fix and not sweat while drinking coffee. So shouts to Starbucks for doing it big for fall. I know all their fall drinks they're out now. They'll be out like next week or whatever it is. But this one, fire. So that's what I've been sipping on.
I'd like to know, like, are you, like, when you're going to start sharing the checks with us when you come on here and promote big brands like Starbucks and NFL Sunday Ticket? Like, you just do it so casually, and you just, I don't know, maybe their fall menu's all out. Check them out. Check out
Yeah,
Starbucks.
yeah,
Like,
he has dates.
yeah,
That's
you're
the
getting
tip off.
Yeah, you're getting checks or something here that you're just not sharing with the boys. I'm gonna have to again start flagging these as, does your podcast contain promotional content?
Yeah.
This week's a major yes. This
Yeah,
week's a
yeah.
major yes, because we're 2 for 2. We haven't even started.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Are you working with Rufus on these deals? Like, is that where it comes
Rufus.
from?
Yeah. These live reads that you just, kind of do nonchalant. You're like, no, I'll just improv it. I don't need your script.
You could just tell us. You could just tell us. Like, you could tell us that before we start recording.
It's like,
Yeah.
Am I paying for Sunday Ticket this year?
Definitely not.
No, definitely not. Absolutely not. No, 100% not. Greatest thing in the world. So I just not have to pay for Sunday Ticket. It's amazing. But anyways, boys, let's get into the main menu. We ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right. So I found out something recently, and I need to ask you guys about this too. So I found out from a friend who went to China that DiDi's are what they call Ubers in China. And Didi in Chinese means honk honk. It's the horn. So that's the reason why they're called that. So that's the sound of the horn, so they're called that. And now I have to go to China because I have to experience a Didi. I have to ride a Didi. I gotta know what's going on. I gotta do this. So are there any places in the world, in the country, in the state that you want to go to that for really weird reasons like this one?
I just want to say quickly, I'm glad that Uber went with Uber and not honk, because I can't imagine being like, you want to, hey dude, you want to share a honk honk on the way down?
No, we're gonna need a honk honk XL. Where's the Hong Kong pickup line? There's a Hong Kong hotspot.
I would like a
dude. Did you get the Hong Kong? Did you get the Hong Kong? Yeah, did you get Hong Kong black?
Branding. They made the right call, huh?
I don't know. Maybe they didn't.
For this one, I more so had like not the specific places in mind, but just like the general like thing that I'm looking for is I really want to visit places that I can stay in a strange Airbnb.
Oh, okay.
We talked a few weeks ago about Ireland, planning on going there in a few years. you can quite literally stay in a castle. Like you can rent a castle. So I'm very seriously considering doing that. Like you can, along the Great Lakes, stay in a lighthouse. Like, so I'm kind of interested in places that like I wouldn't otherwise visit, but like if you're going to allow me to stay in a lighthouse for a night, I'd probably go there to check that out. That sounds like a cool situation to try. So that's kind of like the weird travel thing that came to mind for me.
Dude, the weird section of Airbnb is honestly a great way to waste 5 minutes or 10 minutes of your time.
Or
Like you
5 days.
Yeah.
but it's a great, like that is a great. I don't think it's called weird, but it's called something. But I don't.
They probably
Yeah.
is not.
But that's basically what the section is called. I'll look this up. But yeah. But Dan, what do you got?
The first one that came to mind, it's a place you're both familiar with. Zizix, California.
Mm. hmm
One of the most unique and
One of the eighth wonders of the
unfamiliar
world.
eighth wonders of the world, yeah, is on the drive between Los Angeles and Las Vegas. A drive we've taken many a time. A drive I'm sure Didi you've taken a vast many a time. And there it is, Zizix. That's what we. I mean, I don't actually know if that's how you pronounce it. I think we just started calling it that because I don't forget how it's spelled. It's like XXZYXX. And Didi, you even shared a video not that long ago of somebody that was like, have you ever passed this exit on the way to Vegas and wondered what's there? And there's just like this random little oasis that you can walk around to. So Zizix, for all those memories, I want to get to Zizix. I want to finally make that stop one day.
I'm afraid that like you would get like trapped in to Zizix and never get out. Like I don't know. There's something about it. Just even seeing that video, I was like, something about this just seems a little too peaceful.
You could like end up you end up in a different timeline or something if you end up going through that exit.
Yeah, something weird. Like, yeah, there's something weird about it. Like I'm gonna keep passing Zizix.
Yeah, that's all we do. That's all we do. Yeah. So that was fun.
On Airbnb at the top with the tabs, it's the OMG exclamation point. So I was close. I knew it was something like that. Yeah, it's the OMG section, and that is where you can look through all of these insane Airbnbs and different places in the States, in the world, all that. So the OMG section, good way to waste a little bit of time.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. Did you win that lawsuit with Dunkin' Donuts when they came out with DD Perks? Did you end up winning that lawsuit? Because I think that kind of went away. I haven't seen that promoted anywhere. So I'm wondering if you also plan to take down all of China Uber.
People ask me, DiDi is spelled DIDI. So I can't do that. But with Dunkin' Donuts, I mean, people ask me a lot, how do you afford a house? How do you afford to buy a house in Los Angeles? Well, I sued Dunkin'.
Yeah. His attorney, Rufus, took care of it.
That's why they're now just Dunkin'. They were Dunkin' Donuts. DD Perks. All of a sudden, they dropped donuts. Guess what, folks? They still make donuts.
He's donuts.
He is donuts.
All right.
I have another word place.
Oh, go ahead.
Another word place I want to visit. Yeah, this is just random because this is what this is right for. Did you know that there is the strip, the border between the United States and Canada, specifically in like the northern part of the United States? There's a tree slash all the way down the border. Like it's just in the middle of this forest, like northern Montana and Washington. There's just this area of the border, of the physical border, where they just slash these trees and you could see a physical border. It's the weirdest thing. And you could see it on Google Maps. If you go to Google Maps, you zoom in real close. Again, it's not like over by Niagara and places like that, but like northern central United States and the border with Canada. If you type in US Canada tree slash or border tree slash, you can see pictures of it. Where just I think it's every year or a couple of years, they just go through and slash these trees to make this like physical border. And I just want to go there to see it. It just seems very weird, but that's a weird reason to want to go to any of these places. But yeah, fascinating. I just learned that like earlier this year.
I'm looking at images of this now.
Okay, that's really cool.
Yeah,
right?
But doesn't this also seem like, so we're spending money on this like all the time?
I feel you because
Are
this
we
does not
sharing the
look easy.
landscaping fee? Are we sharing
Yeah.
landscaping with Canada on the cost here?
This is that
Because
important.
it's long. It's long.
Yeah, dude.
It
It's
goes a
huge.
long way.
Okay. This is because I mean, I don't know, because I mean, I imagine you guys have all seen somebody like tear down a tree. That's a
Yeah.
lot of work.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
probably
A
like the
tree.
whole year. They probably just, and then once they get to the end, they go back and they just keep
They
doing
gotta
it.
go start over. Yeah. Takes that long.
It's
I want to take
wow.
like a
All right.
helicopter ride over top of it or something. Yeah.
There's a presidential debate this week, and I'm voting for whoever is gonna make Canada foot the bill. It's like we're gonna keep this border, but we're making Canada pay for it. Who's doing it?
Mhm.
Kamala? Donald? Who's doing it?
Have you
'Cause
thought
I
of
ain't paying for
that?
this. I'm
Yeah.
not paying for this. Not in my country. No, no, I ain't paying for that.
Yeah. So there you go. The more you know.
Well, that is cool. No shit. All right. Well, I might as well get in the weirdest thing we saw on the internet this week. So let's get into it. One of you guys, who's going first? Chris, let's go. Let's go with you.
Please. Yes, Chris.
Weirdest
Okay.
stuff we saw on the internet this week.
Well, I'll harken it back to a while ago where still feels like a weird thing to say, but we talked about how raw dogging became a trend and people were raw dogging flights, which
Mhm.
if you missed us talking about that, and if you haven't paid attention to this trend, it just means you sit through something and just you be there alone with your thoughts. You put the phone away. There's no TV, entertainment, anything like that. No, not even books, I don't think. I think the trend needs to stop. I think we've done enough with it because I've just gotten a lot of like dudes raw dogging a sauna together on my feed to know that I don't find it entertaining anymore. That's what I had. That's what I saw. And I just, like the description alone makes you want to delete some apps and, the visual, I just don't need it. So that was weird. And I think that's my candidate this week.
Sounds like you got a bit of an algorithm issue over there, my friend.
I know why is that there? As I call it, based on the For You tab is based on your interests. It's like, but I promise I'm not interested in this. I really am not. It's one of those things where it's like, you
Like,
can't
yeah, you
look
are.
away.
Like, yeah.
You can't look away. I also tend to have like fight videos on my For You page because it's just like, well, I don't want this in my life, but like I'm going to watch the dude get punched. Like, I don't want,
Oh,
but it's,
man.
so it's hard.
But that's your algorithm, though, Chris. Like
I
that,
know.
because you promote fitness content, and it's like they're gonna be like, well, I mean, he talks about weightlifting all the time. He looks up that shit, so he must like fights.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
I thought you
and
were
then
going to relate fitness to raw dogging. I don't
oh
know.
no, that works too because a lot of the people in your field area, your algorithm,
Kind of crunchy.
it fits that. But
Yeah.
when the raw dogging trend started, it's so weird saying that and not
Yeah.
like
Man, I love it.
yeah. When that trend started, all I thought was the Roman Empire trend and how I couldn't relate to anything more. Because
What was
I remember so there was this
Remember
trend
that
on TikTok where women were going to like their husbands or boyfriends and being like, how much do you think about the Roman Empire? And they were like, I think about it every day. Like dead serious. I think about it. I think about it at least like 3 times a day. And it ended up being this funny trend where like, and then like women were like putting up reality TV stars and stuff like that. That's the Roman Empire or whatever. And I just remember when Siobhan asked me that, I was like, "What's the Roman Empire?" I was like, "What the fuck is that?" I like legitimately was like, "I have no idea what you're talking about." Like, and I just in the raw dogging thing, I'm like, "What? You're just on planes and you're just like sitting and you just stare there. What are you doing? Like, what? Why? Like, it's not even funny to me. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, this is stupid. So yeah, I couldn't relate to anything less than raw dogging on a flight. Me who has my AirPods in as soon as I hand my ID over, as soon as I scan my ID, my headphones are in. Like
On.
I can't hear anything on a flight. I can't hear anything when I'm walking through the airport. So Dan, weirdest thing you saw on the internet this week?
Yeah, absolutely. As Chris pulls up the visual here for us, this has been shared with me by many people, and that should come as no surprise to anybody. friend of the program, Ryan Johnson, sent it to us. My wife sent it to me. Naturally, if you heard my chest segment, you know I'm a fan of the hot dog. What I'm not a fan of, though, is what you're about to see right here, right now. And ladies and gentlemen, this went viral a couple weeks ago. This is the spaghetti hot dog. And so what happens here is this gentleman takes a raw hot dog and raw spaghetti and sticks it literally, pierces the hot dog with the raw spaghetti, cooks it in a pan where it cooks the hot dog and the spaghetti, right? Then he's laying it down, putting on some cheese, putting on some sauce, and then rolling the hot dog up with the spaghetti is just rolling around the hot dog with this cheese and this tomato sauce. He then takes, now this I can get behind. He takes the King's Hawaiian sliders, turns them into garlic bread, which actually sounds incredible, but then puts this hot dog with spaghetti wrapped around it with the cheese and the sauce inside this garlic bread King's Hawaiian self-made hot dog bun. I can't figure out if this is genius or this man needs to be locked up. And in fact, he calls that out in the video. He's like, I got comments all over the time that people say I've absolutely lost my mind. He goes, but I'll never eat a hot dog the same way ever again. I just can't. I don't know. This is now maybe with a sausage. Maybe we just go with a sausage because that makes sense. Because that's also, in the family. Hot dog. Interesting way to go. Again, I haven't made a determination yet, and if this is, again, genius or this man should be locked up. I think I must try it, but it is most certainly the weirdest thing I've seen on the internet in quite some time.
That's
DiDi
incredible.
looks shocked. Yeah.
That's incredible. I'm doing this week. Because because Siobhan has to have like a old person's medical procedure done, and I have to like take off to like pick her up for it, and I'm doing this. I'm 100% doing this. Is amazing. This looks incredible. Everything about this looks amazing. It looks easy to do. That's another very important thing for me when it comes to kitchen.
Yes.
Very easy to do. I'm doing this. This looks delicious. Give it to me. I want all of that.
I think my main problem with this is that he's the one eating it, and that he's just alone doing this. Like, that's why
he's just raw dogging this dog. He's just raw dogging this dog.
Yeah, there's no, like, if a child is eating this, like, cool, let's have fun with food. It's a fun dish, like DiDi said. Like, I'm actually, like, Katie's gonna be gone the whole week, and like I could see making this with the kids, and it would be a lot of fun, and they would enjoy it. I'm not making this and then just like eating it at the table in my kitchen by myself. Like, I think of the optics of it are what bother me more than like the actual food. It does look good.
It looks amazing.
Yeah, the full presentation at the end, it looks like it does. It looks legitimate. And the garlic bread King's Hawaiian slider hot dog bun is a beautiful touch. I want to try that, but I think this is worth trying. I guess it makes sense. It just looks weird.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. So
incredible.
Weirdest thing. So shouts to everybody that sent that to me.
Incredible.
They knew that was some Steel City Dan footage.
That's beautiful. Like, that guy should get the Medal of Honor, Freedom, or one of the medals. He should get something like that. That's great.
Give him a medal.
That's great. All right. I want to put this up because there are 2 TSA topics that I want to put up, that I would put here, and it's funny because I did a commercial with TSA, but this has nothing to do with that.
Again,
it's funny. It's wild. It's wild. I didn't even think about that until literally I just
3 for 3.
I just thought about it. So there's 3 for 3. Anyways, so I saw that TSA posted this, and I was like, wait, you can't take a bottle of water in, but you can take as many chicken wings as you want through TSA? What? And this is completely true. This is from the TSA. Like, this is official TSA. It's there.
Blue check.
Go right there. You can go to the site and see this, and a bunch of different things you can take in. And I was just like, there are like there are so many things. Like I remember coming home from New Orleans and they treated Chris like he had a bomb because he had hot sauce.
And it was one of those little
It
ones.
was little because you bought like
Oh,
a sample
man.
pack or something. It was like 4 little things.
Mhm.
And they treated him like he had a bomb. And also, I have bought Sour Patch Kids from the airport store. And they treated me like I had a bomb in my bag. Like had to like swipe my hands, do the whole thing. Like ridiculous. But next time I'm home, I can bring all the Drovers home that I want. I'm just gonna fill I'm gonna fill a carry-on with 10 pounds of chicken wings from Drovers because TSA said so. And if they treat me like I have a bomb, I'm suing TSA. I'm suing them.
I guess nobody has ever made a bomb out of chicken wings before.
I
So
guess
they can't.
not.
I don't like that they're like being playful on social media.
Same.
Because the
Same.
caption, if you're not watching, the caption for this is a picture of chicken wings, but it says pictured below is the only thing you should ever wing regarding your travel plans. Shut up. Your security. Shut up. Don't make jokes. Okay? This is exactly how we let our guard down, and then something horrific happens again. Just focus on your job.
Have you ever ran into like a playful TSA agent? No,
Dude.
No.
literally no.
But their social
Literally
media
no.
crew is having a
But
ball.
the social media people are like, like, and it says, yes, you could bring an unlimited amount of chicken wings along with you on your travels. Also, get with the tiny URL. Come on, guys. This is sloppy. This is sloppy.
Yeah. You can actually
It's just this couldn't have fit on X, this post.
I can tell you that they're running an engagement campaign with this because you could see it in the URL. It says Engager. They're running a social media campaign for engagement.
Yes, they are. Come on. Tiny URL of that thing.
And I suppose it
up.
worked because we're talking about it on the Brunch Breakdown. But come on.
Here we are promoting the TSA.
Yeah. Well, anyways, there's that. Weird stuff. All right. Let's go to Brunch Court. Throw it up there.
Why don't you say throw
Oh,
up?
we
Katie?
will. Yeah.
Oh.
We'll throw up after we eat this. Or look at it.
Dan, what is this? What are we looking at?
So everybody's favorite people on the planet, the Kelce brothers, teamed up with General Mills to create the Kelce Mix cereal, which is now we'll get into this in a second. Okay. As a kid, I also mixed cereals. This mix of cereals is Reese's Puffs, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and Lucky Charms. And both of these ugly mugs are on the face of this cereal box. First of all, Travis, take your hat off. You bum. You look like an idiot.
He's got the track jacket zipped all the way up too. It looks photoshopped.
Yeah.
They don't look like they're
It
really
looks
taking pictures.
extremely photoshopped. This must have been TSA social media that put this together. But this is real. This is real. The Kelce Mix. I'll hand it over to the two of you to get your thoughts.
There's just is there like a backstory here? Did they used to like mix all these cereals together and that's why they're doing it? Or are these guys just literally soaking every penny they can out of their fame right now? Like what's happening here?
I don't know, and frankly, don't care. Because
Okay.
either way, I hate it.
There's just
But I used to do that. Did you guys used to mix cereals as a kid?
sure, yeah, but
Yeah.
like I don't know. I feel like my parents gave me some guidance on why, like because there's too many flavors happening at one time here. We're gonna do
Yes.
peanut butter and chocolate and cinnamon and marshmallow. Like, stop. Like that's too much. You're not gonna taste any of those things. It's just gonna be some combo, just like straight sugar breakfast, and I don't know. That doesn't sound appealing.
This sounds disgusting. I am not somebody who makes cereals. I know people do this. I did this. I'm not a person that does it, but I would never mix these three. This
Yeah.
is just too
No.
much. This is too much.
That's my
much.
problem with it. That's my problem with it is the selection of cereals, not the concept. It's the selection of cereals. It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. Like this could have been executed much better, and I could have maybe like kind of got behind it. But come on, do we need to do this?
Hey Dan, I want to make you puke by reading the top of this press release. So,
Great.
General Mills has been scouting America's favorite football brothers, Travis and Jason Kelce, since they revealed their top cereals last year on their hit podcast, New Heights. And they mentioned those 3 cereals, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Lucky Charms, and Reese's Puff cereal. So General Mills put them all in one box.
I have so many things
That's
that I'm
it.
offended about.
They didn't even do this.
Offended.
They might not even like this. General Mills was just like, hey, you guys
Hey, you
have like
said
the most
these
popular
words.
podcast in the world.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Hey, you said these words. So come on.
Like we've done
This is lazy.
pick twos and we've done brackets and we've done this stuff all the time. First of all, Kellogg's, come at your boys. We're here for you. Let's go. Let's take down General Mills. Post, we're listening. There's 3 of us. We can each pick a cereal and like have some thought behind it. And you just be like, oh, you guys rank these as your favorites. We're gonna put them in the same box. Come on.
It's lazy.
We could have done better. It's very lazy.
Well, let's do it. Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
All right. So Didi picks the favorite. Now it's up to you and me. It's up to you and me, Dan, to compliment.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
This is a topic for another. Oh boy.
I'm gonna talk, Dan. I'm gonna let you put the icing on the cake here. Didi's got cinnamon toast crunch.
Oh,
I'm
terrific.
gonna give us a little bit of fiber one. Get some nutrition in there. Get some good fiber in there. It's almost flavorless. Okay. So we're gonna get a little bit of fiber in everybody's diet. All right.
Okay, well that's at least bland, right?
Yeah.
Right.
It has
So I
almost
guess you're
zero flavor.
plate. Yeah, you're kind of setting the plate for me. So basically nothing. And cinnamon. I mean, cinnamon toast crunch. I like how he takes the easy one, and then all of a sudden he, by the way, leaves the podcast.
Can I tell you what I would do?
Please. Can I
I
have
would
a lifeline here?
I would toss some Apple Jacks in this maw. Apple cinnamon.
Ooh. You know what? I like that a lot.
Yeah, not
The
to
apple and the
like
cinnamon.
not to pigeonhole you, but I think
No.
that's how you make a good combo. And Didi has no idea.
It's
what
also
it is.
one.
'Cause
It
no
also
idea.
is one of my favorite cereals. It is one of my favorite cereals. So I think that's got to be the pick. I think that's got to be the pick.
So
All right, we
what are
did
the
without
3?
you, Didi.
What are we picking? What are the 3?
You had cinnamon toast crunch. I
Yes.
tossed some fiber one in there, and then Dan,
Ooh.
Dan, by way
Ooh.
of my peer pressure,
Yes.
put Apple Jacks. So we got a nice little apple cinnamon.
Oh, see, I can
Yeah.
rock with this. The fiber one's a little weird, but I could do that.
Yeah.
I could do that.
We have to just do this by brand next time. We'll do this because Cinnamon Toast Crunch is obviously General
General
Mills. So we got to do like a Kellogg's, and then we got to do like a Post. Put a pin in this. We're gonna come up with something that's better. And literally, like the brunch breakdown mix or the brunch mix sounds way better than the Kelce mix. It actually makes sense.
The brunch mix is good. Let's do that.
Hello, we're here for it.
Yes, I love it. All right. Well, let's get into music, fellas. What are we listening to this week? I will get us started here with, let me make sure I'm saying this correctly. All right, here we go. Masterpiece. Oh my God, dude, Nosebleed sucks. Anyways, I'm struggling through the last half of this episode. All right, so Masterpiece, I put on their song Home like a month ago. They have another song that I really like, Dancing with Another Man, and our nose is bleeding like crazy. But anyways, that's not what the song's called. Dancing with Another Man.
It is.
All right, here we go.
This is amazing.
Chris, yeah, this sucks. This is terrible. So,
Too much raw dogging over there.
Yeah, too much raw.
But you know what? If you have a nosebleed as well and you need to plug that sucker up, call
This
Rufus.
is great.
Call
Yeah,
Rufus.
this is awesome. Yeah,
Pick up your mic and just go
just go.
horizontal.
Didi, you gotta roll that tissue up and just shove it in and lodge it up in there.
Yeah, listen.
Oh my God.
No one's watching this.
No one's no one's watching this. And you know
Yeah.
what?
Anybody right now is going, I have to get to the video episode. I have been listening the whole
Oh
time, but now I
God.
need to see this on
No, but
video.
you know what it is? It's like some of the people who listen to this podcast, and this is the reason why I didn't even really care, is because you guys know I get mad nosebleeds, and so does a
Yeah.
lot of people who listen to this. So
All right.
yeah.
Shout to Nosebleed Nation. I didn't know we had a huge listener base that had nosebleeds. Like you got this like secret fan cult somewhere. Chris is literally on the floor right now. Jeez, I had no idea.
Nosebleed Nation,
Didi,
stand
Nosebleed
up.
Nation.
Didi said that like it's like, oh yeah, well you guys have seen in the analytics our demo.
Yeah, he's like, you guys know. Yeah, you guys have clearly seen it. The Nosebleed Podcast Network picks us up every week.
Nosebleed Nation, stand up. Let's get it.
All right. For me, Mod Sun put out a song called Hotel Lights. All right, I liked it. That's my song. Dan, what's next?
There you go. My man Rex Orange County put out his brand new album called The Alexander Technique, and it is incredible from start to finish. Go listen to the album. It's a little bit more kind of soft, mellowy pace than maybe you'd expect. That's kind of what he does, but now he did it to basically the full album. You're not going to get like a radio banger on here, but 2008 is a great song. I'll put that on the playlist this week.
New song Drake just put out called No Face. Love this song. Really good. Check it out. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. My next one is from a band called Forever Came Calling. They don't put out a lot of music anymore, but they're very high energy, fast paced pop punk band that was famous. It was a lot more relevant like 10 years ago, but they put out a new song, Rather Be Dead Than Cool. We'll toss that on there this week. And Dan, you said soft.
Soft.
Was that song say as soft and comforting as a tissue? Is that just
Kleenex,
what your
hit us up.
Just what your nose needs in
just what your nose needs is a little double ply soft tissue Kleenex.
Well, Nosebleed
That'll
Nation.
help you out. Nosebleed Nation.
It.
Yeah, of course.
Oh
right. My next song is from my girl Benny. Released a song, and she wrote this specifically for Didi right now because the title track is Sad Boy, and Didi is a big sad boy because the Nosebleed Nation has reared its ugly head in the midst of a live podcast recording. And boy is Boii. Of course it is. Boy. So Benny, Benny back and better than ever. Yeah, love me some Benny.
All right. Get a little pop punk in your life with The Paradox, song called Amani. You're gonna like this. They're actually opening up for Green Day right now on tour. 3 young kids.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, and they are making some waves. They don't have much on the socials, but they don't have much on like streaming services. But when you hear them, you're gonna like them, and they've gotten the attention of a lot of big players in that space. So check out The Paradox. Amani is the song I'm putting on the playlist.
They like covered just a bunch of Green Day songs and put out TikToks and then got huge.
Yeah, and now they're opening up for Green Day, performing at least one of those songs that went really popular on TikTok. Yeah.
It's insane, man.
Yeah.
Well, in that same genre, actually, Dan, I don't know if you have put this on the playlist recently or not, but State Champs came out with a new song, Silver Cloud. And they've kicked up their social media game recently. They're doing a lot of cool stuff featuring, I think they got an album coming out. So good stuff from State Champs.
Well, we'll keep it in the genre. Some of the goats, if you will. Blink-182, One More Time, Part 2 came out this week. How could you not put something on here? And it's like, no wonder they release these songs. They're too good to just let go by the wayside. So I'll throw Every Other Weekend on there, but every song from Part 2 of the album is fantastic. Thank you, Blink. Thank you for more new songs.
Beautiful. Well, that's what we're listening to. If you have a nosebleed, these songs will go really great with it. All right. So check out the Sounds of Brunch. Tell Siri, tell Alexa to play the Sounds of Brunch. Updated every week. with a couple weeks of songs on it. So check it out exclusively on Spotify. Boys, any final thoughts on the Brunch Breakdown?
It's really hard to have final thoughts based on the amount of shit that's happened during this episode, to be honest with you.
Really is.
This has been
Really
I
a,
is.
mean,
this has been an all-timer for randomness, I think.
yeah, to bookend this podcast from Rufus to Nosebleed Nation. I mean, who else? Who else is going to give you this good stuff week in, week out? Honk honk.
The Brunch Breakdown. We're out.